Kids, today's topic is are you too strong for confident? Well, I'm not going to say you or anything like that. It's me. I feel I scare people. Um, I can be intense. I'm very convicted in what I believe. I try not to enforce it upon anybody. I try to be very, I try to be very mindful of my faults and my other things that. On the other hand, I fought for a lot of them as well, right? I fought for the way I am, the way I treat people, who I feel, how I feel. How I feel is, I feel amazing. I feel better about myself than I ever have. And it's come from a lot of hard work. It's come from a place of deep despair where it started off, and now it's good. It's good. I like myself, and I'm not willing to sacrifice that for anybody. I'm not willing to sacrifice my needs for anybody. That being said, I've been single 20 years now, almost 20 years now, and for the most part, I haven't had a real relationship in a very, very long time. I've had little bits and flings here and there, a couple months here, a couple months there. But nothing I would call a real relationship. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that the first person I had a real relationship with really fucked me up. And it was interesting. So I went a little overboard for that. And it really stuck with me. And I was like, I don't want to get my heart broken again. So I started coming up with excuses everywhere I lived, because I lived a few years here, a few years there. And everywhere I lived, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to be here long enough to start a relationship. I don't want to do that to you. Well, in all actuality, I just didn't want to hurt myself. So now I'm at a point where I'd like to settle down. I'm not settling. Okay, let's rephrase that. I don't want to settle down. I just want to have someone to share my ridiculous life with. And a friend of mine who just said to me that, like, hey, you need someone just as confident, just as strong, and just as crazy as you. Otherwise, you're just going to eat them alive. And it's true. Everybody laughs. Like, I'm me. I don't know how to not be me. Like, I have next to no filter. I'm working on it. But I'd say the most inappropriate times. I laugh when I shouldn't. Because I deal with things in a different way than other people do, right? And I have a different perspective on things than a lot of people. And it makes for some interesting situations, to say the least. And so I wonder, I don't think I'm going to change myself. I can't imagine it. I've worked too hard for it to be here. However, I do always ask myself, when someone just sort of disappears and doesn't want to give me the time of day, or doesn't make the effort into putting into things with me, do I really want to, is it me or is it them? We're always trained, oh, it's something that you've done. It's something that it's your fault, that you're like this, and so on and so forth. So when you hear the phrase, oh, it's not you, it's me, you don't believe it. You really don't believe it. Our society's built on self-deprecation and disbelief of self, right? Like, you are worth more than you think. You really are. And it takes a lot to realize that sometimes, and some people never get to realize that. And it's painful to see. Like, I see potential in people all the time, but that's potential. It's not reality. And so you can't fall in love with someone's potential. Now, especially for me, I have a really big heart, and it's a very soft and squishy heart. And it gets broken. It's been broken a few times in the last couple of years, right? And it drives me fucking bonkers. It really does. I keep falling for these guys that just fizzle out when I lay down my needs. And this is what I want. Christ, is it that hard to find someone to just be there with you and just share your life? It's starting to get to me. And now I'm turning 40 in a few months, and I'm going to be daddy. I already get called daddy by a few guys, right? And I don't mind it, but I like it, you know. But it's not my end game. I don't have an end game really. I just share the surprises that life all has to offer with someone. And is that enough of a pull for me to change myself, to make myself more attractive? Christ, I already started working out because, yeah, I like looking good. But I like looking good so that guys talk to me. So I got a lot to offer, but I was never the most physically attractive. I like the way I look now, I really do. And the work that goes into it, it started off as a very selfish quest, like a very superficial quest, just to look good, to be on the beach and get the eyes. Now I actually just like it. I like how I feel, I like who I am, I like the routine of going to the gym, so I've already changed certain things, and I'm constantly changing my attitude, constantly changing the words I use, the way I speak to people, the way I approach everything, the way I act, anything. Like, if you have enough people telling you, hey, that's not cool, maybe it's not cool, and then you ask, like, hey, okay, if you don't understand why it's not cool, don't get all fucking egoed up about it. Oh, well, I'm not gonna fucking change it, that's just who I am. Sometimes who you are is a dick. Just a fucking dick. And you can change that. You can totally change that. You need the help from other people. You can't do it yourself, but the self-awareness to know that you're being a dick is golden. Not enough people have that. So when you got people telling you, like, hey, and they actually care about you, saying, hey, that's really not cool, or even people who don't care about you going, hey, that's really not cool, it doesn't matter. Just look at the context. Be smart, okay? Not everybody's always fucking attacking you, okay? And it's, you question the whole motives behind everything, right? I don't know anymore. I really don't. It's, it can be painful. Get myself up, dust myself off, and I keep going because I'm doing it for me right now. Eventually, I think I'll find someone. But I'm also worried, of course, the more and more I become, the more me, the more different I become, and less desirable, I guess. I have friends. I have friends who I love. I have fuck buddies who I absolutely adore as well. Like, I have people in my life that I care for. I don't really need another one of anything like that. I don't need more fuck buddies. I don't need more, I don't want casual anymore. I think I scare people. That's really what it comes down to. I think I fucking scare people. And it's crazy. I hold people up to a pretty high standard, and then I see potential in them, and I have a major problem seeing red flags. That BoJack Horseman in the episode, it stuck with me so hard. When you're looking at the world through rose-tinted glasses, all red flags just seem like flags. And on that note, peace. Love you.